This package arrived so fast. I don't even know how it was possible. It was pulled on TikTok Live, at least I think it was, on Friday. Today is Monday, and it already arrived. That's crazy. Atlas has been really good with sending out their packages really quick for me the last 2 times. But I've never gotten like over the weekend shipping. It came so fast that I don't think their video for TikTok is even live yet from when they pulled this order. This was not a planned purchase. I went on their website, I was just browsing and decided to get this because it was a really good deal. So we have our Atlas stationers, postcard, thanks, and then we have the pen, and of course we have the freebie from getting pulled on TikTok. Nice. They did pause TikTok pulls for a little bit because they were trying to get their back order out for the Hobonichi orders. So I'm glad they're finally back to being able to pull some of these, because I really think it's a fun time to be able to watch them pull my orders and talk and see the shop and things like that. Holy cow, there's a lot in here. Came in this nice little canvas drawstring bag, and let's see what's inside. Ooh, Atlas Stationer's 38th annual sidewalk sale. This is really cool. It's a sticker. I guess it's from their sidewalk sale from this year, and I think one of their team members drew the sticker because it looks like the thing that's on the rickshaw pen case. Ooh, a zebra Sarasa R. It looks a little dirty. I don't know what's going on with that, but always happy to have a new pen or even a gently used pen. Let me see if there's ink in here. There is. There's a pretty full ink refill, and it looks like it's a green color. I don't know what R means, but I've been eyeing their vintage color line for a little bit, so always happy to have a green pen. What's this one? Baby red. I don't know if my camera wants to show the products. My camera's always finicky now about zooming into products. But this one says Rouge Bébé, baby red. What is it? It is a click art. Zebra click art. Doesn't really have a clip. Oh, it's a fine liner. Was not expecting a bullet tip fine liner. That's cool. What's this one? Graphie X ink. This looks like a really fancy pen. Cross standard refill. Cross is a registered trademark of AT Cross Co. LLC. Twist to open. Pull to change refill. Is this a cross pen? Wow, this is neat. This is very cool. It looks like we have a, oh, okay, it's a twist. I think it's a ballpoint. How did they say to take it out? Pull to change, twist to open, pull to change refill. I'm not gonna pull it. I hurt my wrists recently and I haven't really fully recovered. I fell in the shower. It was not a fun or eventful story. If anything, I feel really stupid, but I couldn't edit videos for a few days, and I also couldn't like play with my pens or ink or stationery for a few days, and it made me really, really sad actually. And I only really took a break for about 4 days before I couldn't take it anymore and decided to journal. So I've just been taking it slow, but you might have noticed that in my videos, everything's a little bit behind by a week or 2. And then I also went through a sad period where I said I wasn't going to buy any more pens because I was like, well, if my wrists are injured, then I can't have this many pens that I'm not even going to use because I'm trying to rest. But here we are. I ordered another pen anyways. Sometimes I just get sad and like, what do you do? Retail therapy, I don't know. It has this weird metal clip. I don't really get it, but it feels like it has a hefty weight to it. It's a pretty cool ballpoint. I'd probably gift that away to somebody, maybe. This is Chicago postcard. I think if I don't zoom in too hard on the camera, then it is okay with focusing. I should have gotten these when I visited Atlas earlier this year. But is it weird to send a postcard if you're not in that state and you're just sending it out from your home? Like, would it be weird to send one of another city? Maybe. We're gonna put this stuff away because this is not the exciting part. But this is a really, really cool freebie. I'm pretty pleased with this. The last time they gave me a ballpoint, I actually ended up using that one to sign our marriage certificate earlier this year. So I was really anxious about whether or not we'd be able to use a fountain pen, and then I got so busy that I never got to ink up the one that I had planned, and maybe one day I will be able to do that. But yeah, my wrists have been bothering me. I did go to urgent care and get an x-rayed, and they said nothing's broken, so I guess it just takes time to heal. It's been about 2 weeks now. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not letting myself heal in a correct way. I hope I'm doing it okay, because I'm not really applying too much pressure, but I really do miss my stationery. And of course, all of my pre-orders are rolling in too. I did end up ordering the Colorverse color vent with this order, and I actually asked them to pull it separate. Wow, this is the first Lamy I've ever gotten that's wrapped. And I didn't even know about this model because I don't really study the Lamy pens, but this one was on their doorbuster sale for more than half off, so I just had to get it. I'm trying to be more mindful about what I add to the collection, especially after the injury. Some of the pens, they don't write as smoothly. They're not as ergonomic for my hands, and I'm trying to figure that out. But in the meantime, oh my gosh, this is pretty. Wow, it's also packaged pretty nicely. Oh, that is really pretty. Hold on. Okay, we've got a converter. It's different from the Lamy Safari and the All-Star converters because it doesn't have the nubbies on the side, I think. This is a Z28 or something. I don't remember. But it's a piston, and it works just like the other ones that they have for their brand. The box, is it magnetic? It is! Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I love it. Okay, and then of course we have a cartridge, and then we have warranty policy. Hopefully we never have to use this, and some paperwork. Wow. Oh wow, there it is. The Lamy Accent. I didn't even know about this. We have Lamy Studio. If you prefer innovative technology, functional design, and the highest quality, there is no alternative to Lamy. But in its extensive pen assortment, the company from Heidelberg in Germany offers a large range of alternatives to choose from. So we've got the Lamy Studio, the Dialogue, which is their retractable one, I believe, the 2000, which I have, the Scala, the Lamy Accent, which is this pen, the Twin Tri pen, the Aeon, the Swift, and the Emporium, and the Pico. So I guess these are more higher end than their Safaris, because why is it not on here? Okay, so let's see if there's anything we need to know about it and how to fill it. Lamy Accent, it looks like you just twist it in. Yeah, there's like information for how to do the rollerball and ballpoint, but alrighty. Cool, very nice. The inside is a very nice, it's not velvet, but it kind of reminds me of a couch. This is really cool. I don't normally buy Lamy stuff, so this is really neat to me. Ouch. All right, we're gonna take things slow, even though I wanna not waste your time, but things kind of hurt right now, so I'm gonna take everything kind of slow. So we have this, and that is beautiful. It looks like, how do I say it? Like it's gonna hold fingerprints. So it's this glossy black on the body and the cap, and in the center there's I guess it's wood, and it's called Briarwood, so I guess it's a type of wood. I'm not familiar with my wood types very much, but the reason I got this one and why it stood out to me is because of the wooden section, because I don't have any pens that have a wooden part here like this, and I just thought it was really beautiful. They sold out because I well, not because of me, but like as soon as I bought mine, I posted on Instagram and YouTube. So I hope you guys were able to grab one because they sold out by the next morning, I think. But look how beautiful. There's this very shiny silver clip. Ooh, the clip has a nice springiness to it. Nothing compares to it besides the Benu clips, I would say. And then on this end, we have a little nub, 2 nubs on each side. On this end, it says Lamy. Guess we'll hold it like this. And then I think it's a, is it a twist or a pull? I think it's a twist. It is a twist, but it's a very, very fast twist. Normally, I don't really care about twists, but holy cow. Hold on. It's almost half a turn. Yeah, we watched a clip. And that's it. Wow, that's really cool. There's like baby threads right there. And then we have, there it is, the 14 karat gold nib, two-toned, very beautiful. Looks pretty good, passing the eye test right now. The reason why I jumped on it is because it was cheaper than the price of just buying the gold nib itself. And I was talking to somebody recently, a pen club, about the Lamy Gold Nibs. If I didn't talk to this person about them recently, I don't think I would have even considered this because I kind of forgot about the gold nibs. I tried somebody's extra fine and I didn't really love it, but this is beautiful. There looks like there's a little bit of manufacturing residue maybe on the feed. There's the blue ink because they test it. Wow, that is really, really pretty. And I'm expecting the broad, I got the B, the broad, to write really well. The wooden part, I think feels a little fake. I don't know. Let's see. Is it magnetic? It feels like there's a heft to it. So it's not magnetic because it has the nubs. Why am I twisting? I probably shouldn't be twisting. Nice. Can't tell if there's an inner cap, but this is very, very cool. And it's got pretty much flat tops, but they're very smooth. This is a very smooth material. I like it a lot. Now let's see where it untwists. I think it was hard to find any videos on this pen, but if I remember correctly, it was a little different than some of the other pens because you can take off the grip. Oh yeah, you can switch this with the other grip materials that they sell. They sell a few that you could twist onto here. This is so interesting. So did I do this right? This is crazy because is there more? Shouldn't they tell us how to deconstruct this? Wasn't that what the manual was for? I think we've got it, but let me just double check. I really want to bring you guys closer, but my camera's being funny, so I feel like I have to have it this far away. Let's see. Accent. Okay. So one thing I noticed is that both sides of these are different. This one has, it's not a hexagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, octagonal type of thing on this end. And it seems like there's an aluminum inside. Yeah, it's a very thin sheet of wood. It almost feels fake. There's definitely some kind of metal on the inside. And then this side is circular, and on the feed and nib unit it's just this black. It's got these grooves to it, and there's threads here which I'm guessing goes into here, and it's like a thin metal section that is painted. Very cool. So do we put this here? Okay, and then this goes more like this. No, I think we want to put this here and then do it like that. All right, but when I'm washing it, is it gonna be okay? Ow, so that falls out. So like, do we put this on first? I always kind of screw them on even though I don't think you're supposed to. And then do it like that. Oh wait, no. Do it like, if you do it without the grip, is that possible? It is, it's just kind of ugly. They have one that's still on there right now. I don't know if it will be by the time I'm done with this video and posted it because like I said, I'm behind on quite a few videos. It was like called the Lamy Accent Diamond, I think. This one's the Briarwood. I want to say it goes like this. Okay, wow. It's comfortable, but for some reason, I want to do this instead of this. So this actually doesn't feel very comfortable. I don't know if it's because of my wrists right now or if it's, I'm used to the tri-grip. So if you don't like the tri-grip, you might actually like this pen, but it is a pretty thin pen. It's not the thinnest, but what is, oh shoot. Oh my God, I almost broke it. I forgot it's a twist. I was trying to push really hard to snap cap it. That's confusing. Okay, Post-it, it's a little long for me. A little awkward, a little long. And then the weight shifts. So here it's pretty comfortable. Most of the weight I would say is on the back end of it. Kind of the center of gravity would be around here. I'm not gonna balance it and accidentally jam the pen into the table. And then it's definitely back heavy when you post it. And it's a little long, a little awkward. Alrighty. Okay, I have a tendency to want to twist it. So if I just submerge it in ink, ooh, did you see that? Look, when you get a Lamy pen, all of them are tested. So you always have to wash them first. I think the wood is sealed, but I'm a little hesitant to do it like this. Let me unscrew it. I definitely wouldn't want it to be dyed, like a blue color. So I think I would do it like this, which I think, I said a lot of I think. If I remember the 1 or 2 videos that I've watched, it is kind of how you're supposed to fill this up. So then there you can comfortably fill it and clean off the plastic. And I'm just twisting the piston. Holy crap, that is a lot of blue. This is why you need to clean your pens before you use them, especially a Lamy, because they dip it in blue ink to test every one of their nibs, which I think is good practice. I have no issue with that. I think I'm gonna use my usual, the Takesumi, to test, but thinking about an ink that can match this, that's cool. I'd also be interested in, speaking of like wooden pens, the ones from the, oh my gosh, I just realized I should move everything. I don't want to stain this again. So let's bring my little mat here. Okay, whew. I have this leather piece that I've started using as my mat because it's already got stains. But I don't want to stain my little wallpaper. The Pilot Vanishing Point wooden edition, that one looks really cool, the red one. If I ever have an opportunity to buy that and the price is right, I think I would try to. But yeah. Did you guys hear about the Pilot discontinuing some of their vanishing points? They're capless. They're discontinuing the steel alloy one and the gold trim ones, which I was kind of surprised about. I have one of the gold trim ones and I think it's beautiful, so I'm sad that they would be discontinuing those. But anyway, don't think I would get one anyways because if I have my eye on the wooden one. All right, I think that's good enough. Let's see if I can ink this up and do a writing sample. We are going to use my Art Studio notebook. Not really using that well for life plans, but I am using it for September's 30 Inks 30 Days. And I filmed those in the shorts on YouTube. And it worked pretty well for that. So go on over and check that out. We have, this is a little distracting, so I'll cover it up. But got a new page and we're gonna do new pen day. Got my stickers from my Etsy shop. Thank you to anybody who's been ordering my stickers. I'm really very grateful for that. New pen day, woo! Okay, I also bought this Galen leather washi holder recently. I made a video. It'll probably come out at some point. You know, I'm all over the place. But it's encouraging me to use some of my washi. And today's Monday. Like I said, the order only took the weekend to get here, which to me blows my mind. But we are just gonna pick out some washi and decorate our page because why not? We all love stationery here. At least I'm assuming you do if you're watching my videos. Card folder makes no sense to me, so we're gonna cover that up. And neither does location, so we'll cover that up. And then today's date is Monday. These two are from Paper Minty Studio and this one's from Scotch. And what we're gonna do is take our little nib unit that kind of reminds me of Pilot Vanishing Point, actually. And I think this is how you deconstruct it, because to me, this is the only way to make sense. You could put this back on here and then do it like this. Do you push? Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, this is weird to me. I think you would do it like this. I don't think I would buy the extra grip sections. Pretty aesthetic. But now I'm seeing this wood in person. It does feel a little cheap. I would maybe consider getting that diamond version. The diamond one has the same type of grip, but it's not wooden. I don't know what it is, but it has like little silver stripes going through it. Hopefully I can open up these ink bottles because I haven't been able to put that strain on my wrists. So that's been kind of freaking annoying. Hold on. People like can't tell, but they swelled up when I smacked the inside of the tub to break my fall. But now if I press down while I'm writing, which I apparently do all the time, it hurts, and it only hurts when I'm applying pressure to it. So let me get some assistance on this bottle and I'll be back. We are back. Got my husband to open up my bottles for me. I guess I tightened them a little too hard sometimes, but I definitely just am not able to put much pressure. I feel kind of bad that I've been complaining this whole video about my injury, but I figured you guys might understand because, you know what it's like to be out of commission. It's really upsetting when you can't do one of your favorite hobbies, you know? And I know I just sound like a crybaby, but it was affecting me a little bit emotionally. And if you don't care to hear about that, then you can click away. But I like to think you guys are my friends sometimes, and we can share stuff like that, hopefully. All right, today is Monday. Oh my gosh, I almost wrote August, but we're in September. We're almost in October. September? Oh, okay. Let's get through this first. September 22nd, 2025. So when I tried someone else's Lamy Gold Nib, this is a broad, and it is 14, pretty sure, 14 karat. I tried their EF nib, and I was not as excited as some other people who were like, the nib is so flexy. It is the 14 karat 545 Lamy. Yeah, so it is more flexible than your like Safaris, but there's like weird feedback. But it's also kind of smooth, but not as smooth as the 2000. It's okay. I think the grip is strange to me, even though some people might like it, because I don't know if I'm supposed to be holding the wooden part or this weird step down part, and that kind of messes with where my index finger lies. So I'm kind of like compensating by scooching it up a little bit, but then it also could be just injured wrist that's getting in the way. So if I have been writing the way I've been writing, which is kind of lifting the wrists off of the page and just trying to float, it writes reverse. I think I don't like it that well. I like it. Doesn't it sound like I'm trying to come up with something good to say about it? Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think I like it more than the Lamy 2000. It is very smooth, broad nib. It is even in every direction. My wrist's injured. This is like a little note for myself, so it might be affecting it. The reverse is pretty much non-existent. It is bouncy. You can definitely feel the tines like spreading, and it's smushy for sure. Let me try to zoom in. I don't know if you can see it. Can I zoom in some more? So if I apply pressure, whoa. Whoa. Do you see the difference? These four? Whoa. So there is a big difference. I don't know. It's good. I'm glad I didn't pay full price, but something about it doesn't make me love it as much as some of my other gold nibs. I think it's comparable maybe to the Pilot E 95S. Let me get some of my other nibs out. And this is just a dip, so could be different. I keep wanting to push really hard because I keep thinking it's a snap cap though, so that is a little concerning on my end. I just uninked this one, like I just cleaned it away and put it away. But for the sake of the video, I will try for you guys. Too much. The Lamy 2000 medium. See, this one's really nice because you don't feel like you have to apply any pressure, and it just writes very smoothly. I almost feel like the ones where you feel like you kind of have to smush the nib. Right now, while I'm injured, those ones have been harder for me, which is kind of bizarre because I was just looking at the cap. I thought it looked really weird. The pattern kind of freaked me out. Okay, so let's try the steel nib on the Safari. And these are all just dips. Lamy. Well, these are mediums. I don't have a broad. This is a medium in a Safari. Okay, I kind of like that. Now let's try this broad again in the Accent. Okay, yeah, they're all very different. Where's my Pilot Elite 95S or E95S? It has a black ink in there. And this one I usually love, but lately I've been having to press. You have to put a little bit more pressure in because it's such a smooth nib, or because it's such a smushy nib. But somehow the Lamy Accent is smushier. I don't know why. It feels like a pool. I think it's because of the cap. It feels kind of cheap metal or cheap magnetic, or it has that type of weight to it, and it feels like it should just slide on and have a magnetic closure where you just, but it doesn't. I like that it's such a quick turn, but it's also a little annoying when I, for some reason, have the assumption that it's a push. So Lamy, okay. Right now I like it more than the E95S, but this one's running out of ink, so that's hard to say. Yeah, it's really low on ink, and I'm not gonna dip it in the Take Sumi, so I might not be giving this one its justice. Okay, that's not comparable. This one, I don't know if it's because I feel less, how do you say it? So when you have a smushy nib, when I have a smushy nib, I feel like I need to be more steady with my grip and to kind of have more control over how much I push into the page because it's a smushy nib. It's soft gold. And with the Lamy Safari, there's a resistance because it's just a steel nib. And right now, I kind of like that because I don't want to have to put more control in. The Lamy 2000, I feel like it has a good balance. The nib kind of gives into the page, but it feels more like it's pushing into the page, but not me pushing the nib. So it's kind of like it's doing the work itself, and it's not as stiff as the Safari. So this is the winner right now. This one, it's good, and normally I would really like it. I think right now it's that thing about the smushiness that I'm mentioning over and over that is kind of throwing me off. It's almost too buttery. Yeah, it's not like slippery, but it makes me, like when I do a downstroke, it makes me kind of feel like I'm not controlling the pen and I have to like, whoa, grip it back to keep it in place. So I know that's a lot of words and rambling for trying to describe what I'm trying to say. Essentially, all three of these are a very different experience. This one feels in line with exactly what you're paying for. This one kind of feels the mid-range as well. And then this one is like perfection, which is funny because when I first got this one, I didn't even like it that much. But yeah, I hope that gives you an idea of what it's like. I know people buy the 14 karat gold nibs for, sometimes they put it for the All-Stars or they can put it in the Safaris. And I was planning on doing that, but I didn't see a gold nib at a price that I enjoyed. There's like ink all over the one nib right now, but we're just gonna ignore that. But I believe you can take it out and put it in there, and you can't for the 2000 because it's its own type of nib. I need to jog my memory on if this is 14K or 18K, But yeah, I'm not necessarily underwhelmed, but if someone were to say, would you buy the Lamy Gold Nib again? I don't think I would. I think I would to give these ones a more interesting experience, but I think I'm okay with buying just this. But I'm actually very happy with the amount that I spent on it. It was only $100, which, you know, is crazy. Only $100. If you're not in the fountain pen world, that sounds insane. If you are in the fountain pen world, it's actually a crazy deal because a gold nib right now for the Lamys, just the nib itself, I think it was like $124, $125, and this you get a body and the nib. And of course I got it in broad, so is it bold or broad? Why am I, it's getting late here. But yeah, that's my initial impression of this pen. I don't know if that was very helpful, but we're gonna find an ink combo for it. I grabbed a few pens that were closest to me, and I also looked it up. It is a 14 karat gold nib on the Macrolon Lamy 2000, so I don't know why it writes better, but it does. It just feels more no nonsense. This one has too much like small, I don't know, having to control it, like I was trying to say. Trying to understand what size this would be. And I grabbed the pens that were closest to me because I'm too lazy to go and get my entire pen roll. But here we have kind of the order. All right, so I think it's kind of like this. We've got the Pilot E95S, the Sailor Pro Gear Slim, the Platinum 3776 Century, the TWSBI Eco, the Lamy Safari, the Lamy 2000, these might be a little different, might be switched. This is the Pelikan M800, the Lamy Accent, and the Esterbrook SD. So lengthwise, it's the closest to the Esterbrook, except the Esterbrook's round cigar top makes it just a little bit taller. And then thinness-wise, it's not comparable to any of these. Maybe kind of the 2000, and then kind of the, not the body, but the cap, the widest part of the cap of the Pilot. It's almost similar, it's just a tad bigger than some of your gel pens. Yeah, it's almost similar to this gel pen, the Zebra, but it's heavier. I don't know if I have a scale up here. Okay, I do have a scale. The Safari is 16, almost 17 grams. The 2000 is 25 and a half, and the Lamy Accent is 26 and a half, kind of. So it's most comparable to this. I don't know which one is more expensive right now because this is like an older model. It was really hard to find videos on it, and any of them were from like at least 5 or 9 years ago or something. I don't think my problem is with the body or anything. Well, maybe it's not the most ergonomic one. This one absolutely feels fantastic, and even posted, it has a very even weight distribution. And so does this. It's just so light. It's just kind of, it's just there. This one, it's okay. It's definitely got some heft to it. And then that is just awkwardly long. I mean, it's so long. Which pen did we measure it up against? The SD? What about the Pelikan? Yeah, it's longer than the M800. So, like posted. Is it longer than the TWSBI? No. But unposted, that's the other thing I don't like, is that it's kind of stuck on there on the end when I don't have any strength right now in my wrist. So it's pretty comparable when it's not posted. Okay, let's ink this up with my ink of choice and get done with the night. I still find the unraveling to ink method a little strange, a little unnecessary. I mean, I'm sure it's part of the experience, but right now I just want something quick and easy. And I've never really had like a pen where I had to take apart one more section. All right, hopefully that gives us a pretty clean slate. And if it doesn't, it's okay. Maybe I'll just drop it in there for a few seconds while I show you the ink that I'm really excited for. Let's move some stuff out of the way. Right now it's draining in its little pot of water. I'm really curious about the 2 pens that I got from the freebie. I'm really just going through these pages. They're so messy. Let's do it on here. This is the click art from Zebra. Oh, it's a pink. I've never had a retractable fine liner. That's kind of cool. 33 baby red. I know Atlas had these on sale. I see the appeal because, well, I wonder if it'll dry out, like, because there's not even a thing to cover it. There's no trapdoor or anything, but that's kind of cool. What about this one? Zebra Sarasa R. What does R mean? Zebra Sarasa R and a 0.4. I know the zebras are really good with not smudging, but this is a very fine size and I'm not sure I like it. I love the green though. I kind of want their vintage set even though I don't really use regular pens anymore. All right, the ink that I want to ink this up with is called Tachia Benisuchi. I've definitely shown off this ink before in some videos, but it's been a while since I've used it. If anything, I'm getting practice in how to use a lighter grip and just let it float, like let my wrists rotate. Is that supposed to be a good thing? Tachia Benisuchi. I think that's pretty good. It's a reddish brown, kind of like brick, but I thought maybe the Briarwood would also look good with this. Is this what it's called? Accent fountain pen Briarwood broad. Yeah. Okay, so let me just clean this off. There's still some black ink in here. I don't know how, but I've been getting lazy with cleaning and I'm kind of trying to just be more relaxed about it, especially since I don't want to put any more strain on myself. So we'll just live with it. It's not gonna hurt the pen, really. I mean, it was Pilot ink, so. And I used the piston, twist it up. It twisted up a lot of bubbles. The converter feels like it can hold a lot of ink. Have you guys tried this pen before? Or have you tried the 14 karat gold nib? Do you feel like my experience and the way I described the nib makes sense? Because I feel like all I kept saying was, it's smushy. I also think it looks a little funny to have a two-tone nib. Is it like just the gold part is gold and the rest is steel? So we've got the Lamy Accent, Briarwood. My camera battery is really low, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I think, oh, here we go again. I keep pulling it, thinking it's a snap cap. And when I closed it, I also felt like that. Maybe I'll learn, maybe I won't. I don't know why I have this desire to just whatever. Okay, so awkward. Awkward posted. What is happening? Okay, unposted, but I'm not sure exactly where to place my fingers. And then, would I buy this again? I don't think so. Unlikely. I think I'm okay with just the one for now. Would I recommend to a friend? I think I would if you enjoy smushy nibs, softer gold nibs. I think it's a combination of the pain and just, I don't know. I wonder if it's because, is it not full gold? Is that why? Like it's just the yellow gold part? Is that it? I'm definitely gonna have to give it some time. Yeah, let me know in the comments what your guys' experience is with gold Lamy nibs, the 14K, because for me, it just feels okay. I guess I don't need to love every pen, and right now I'm actually having trouble with my sailors, which you guys know I love, so it might also just be my not feeling well with my injuries and stuff. So yeah, this aggravates me to no end, the mild twist, because I just want to push and close. I think the threads aren't big enough for me to remember. The wood part is pretty, but not as life-changing as I thought it would be when I clicked purchase at like 2 a.m. I do think I personally did a pretty good job with matching it for the ink though. There's the shading and the different color patterns and things like that, so that's pretty cool. But I'm very happy that Atlas put this on Doorbusters to give me a chance to try something new. I definitely kept saying I was gonna add new pens that gave me a different writing experience to my collection, and they sent it so fast. So for that, I am very grateful. And I'm also grateful to you for being here and listening to my little rants and health issues. Thank you very much. We don't have to love every pen, and I think I might like this more the more I use it. I'm hopeful. Also, can we just acknowledge that this paper is taking these really well? This is really ugly, but this is nicer. Isn't that great? Okay, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for being here and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye.